Hey everybody, welcome back. Mike from Spectre Comics. Today's how to draw tutorial is of Spongebob Squarepants, and we're using this image on the screen as our reference. Now, if you'd like me to show you how to draw other characters, write that in the comments below. I do take requests. Now, the tools I'm using for this drawing are sketch paper, a pencil, a thin eraser, a thick eraser, and a brush to push away the eraser shavings. Now, links to all my art tools are in the description below. Now, let's get to the drawing. I'll put an image of SpongeBob in the upper left-hand corner for reference while we're drawing. Now let's follow along. Start at the upper half of the page and loosely sketch a rectangle. Have it taper towards the bottom. Keep the lines loose and sketchy at this point because we're going to be erasing and cleaning up as we go. Now we're going to make the rectangle 3D, so we're going to draw a line backwards at the upper left-hand corner and kind of taper and curve it in slightly towards the bottom. Now you have the basic shape of SpongeBob's body. Now let's bisect the rectangle. This is the center line of his body, and we're going to draw the eye line. This cross represents the center of his face. Now we're going to locate the arms, or the point the arms come off the body. So we're going to curve a line down, and we're going to draw a little circle to represent the hand. I'm going to draw a guideline across the body so that the arm on the other side of the body comes off the same point. And draw a line straight up to match the motion of his arm, and another circle to represent his open hand. Now at the bottom of the rectangle, we're going to draw the legs. So kind of draw two equal little spots and take a line for his left leg forward, kind of at a slight angle, and his right leg is going to go down at the other angle and then bend upwards to match the pose. Little oval represents his shoe on both legs. Now you have the basic layout of his entire body. Now we're going to draw his eyes, locating them off the center line of the body. Draw one big circle that slightly overlaps the cross for his right eye, and another circle coming from behind the other side. Let's draw his iris and pupil. We're going to take a line off the larger circle and draw his nose. Originate it off the center line. We're going to draw his cheek along the right eye. We're going to draw his upper lip coming off the nose. Now connect the cheek to the extended line of his upper lip. Now let's draw his two teeth. Those are just small rectangles off his upper lip. And let's draw his entire mouth off the cheek, swoop a line down, and curve it around and connect with his tooth. Let's draw his bottom lip. And let's take a line across for his shirt and pants. Now we're going to draw his tie. So from the center of the top shirt, draw a little half circle, and then extend it down into a tie shape down to the bottom of the pants. Now we're going to draw his belt with just some small rectangles on the side at an angle, and then across the front of his body. I created two lines here so that they're consistent along the front of the shirt and behind the tie, and we're just going to break that into small segments of very thin rectangles. Go ahead and erase the gaps between the rectangles. Clean up as you go. Any extraneous lines, any guidelines you don't need anymore, you can start to erase in the drawing. Let's get back to his eyes. We'll add the pupils to the irises, draw his little eyelashes, and let's draw the arms. So we're going to draw the first sleeve with a semicircle, basically half an ellipse, and we're going to create a double line for the arms. We're going to erase the little circle that represented his hands. Now on his right arm, he's got a little fist going. We're going to draw the sleeve on his left arm. It angles upward as his arm motion is. We're going to draw a double line for his arm. And I'm going to erase the circle that represented his hand and do a little bit of cleanup on the page. The reason I use the brush to erase the eraser shavings is because if I use my hand, it smears the pencil on the page. I'm going to draw his left hand. Basically, the circle represents his open palm, and on the right hand, it represents a fist. Clean up the sleeve as you go, and let's add his pant legs. So we're going to take the line of his legs and draw two lines around it and curve the pant leg bottom. Reconnect back to his body. Same thing on the left leg. Now the left leg is actually facing up, so you're going to have a little curve there where the leg meets the pant. Again, erase the guidelines as we don't need these anymore. Now we're going to add his open palm, so we're going to draw his thumb just curving up and to the left. And he's got 3 fingers, so just extend those 3 off the circle, spread them out a little bit, angle them back towards the center of the circle. And we're going to start drawing his legs, following the guidelines. Now I erase them just to get them out of the way because they're very skinny, but we're basically going to create the guideline and make a double line to show the leg thickness. Erase the shoe because we're going to add the shoe in next. So the shoe is kind of angled back. The heel is up because he's in a walking motion. So we're going to curve a line around, go down to the left, and then loop it around. And that's basically his bent foot. And we're going to just add the heel on the heel of the foot. A couple of little lines represent his socks. And on the left leg, which is actually moving forward, we're going to do another double line for his leg thickness. Now this shoe is a little more difficult to draw because it's angled up and you can actually see the sole of the shoe. But if you draw a simple oval as a representation, you can get the shape down. But there is a little more detail in the left foot. We're going to draw where the shoe connects to the leg. We're going to curve up and around to create the top of the shoe, and then we're going to draw the heel from a bottom view. Now we're going to curve his body and create the ripple effect of the sponge. So the lightly drawn rectangular lines we started with, we're going to start drawing a wavy curve along the side of his body. Now this will extend across his body to the top of the shirt as well. So I erased that line in order to draw the wavy line along that top line of his shirt. There's no specific pattern or rhythm of the curvy lines. Just try to make sure that the corners are met up with. Those are the curved corners there. We're going to draw his collar, which just comes off of the tie and creates two little upside down rectangles that meet back up with the top of his body. It's kind of funny how his sleeves are white, but they don't connect to the shirt at all. Again, continue the wavy part of the sponge on the back line of the body. Feel free to erase the guidelines of the original rectangle as you're cleaning up the drawing. As the lines become more final, make them a little darker than the original sketchy lines. Curve up and around the top, again keeping that angle to make it look like a 3D sponge. Continue the wave down his back behind his sleeve. Now finish the curvy lines along the edge of the sponge on any unfinished sides you've done. Make sure they meet up correctly in the corners. Going along the top, just a slight wave along the top line of the rectangle. Again, final lines should be darker than the sketchy original guidelines of the rectangle. Erase any extraneous sketch lines from the original rectangle. Now most of the face is still sketchy at this point, but we're going to go ahead and clean up and finalize the lines along the face. Finalize the lines around the eyes. Don't worry if your eyes are not perfect circles. Get as close as you can. Finalize the lips and the mouth. You basically have the entire drawing done. Now we want to add the little circles along his body to represent the sponge. I'm just following along with the pattern that's in the image. Draw his bottom lip in. So here's the final pencil drawing, and here is the final drawing painted with Posca markers. Now I created a short showing the painting process that I did. That video will be pinned in the comments. Again, post any requests for how to draw videos in the comments if you want to see or learn how to draw a character. Like and subscribe for future videos. See you next time. Have a great day.